I briefly covered Deton back when I did those ranking SRB2 mods videos about a year ago. You'll probably know them. Hell, they're probably how you found the channel. But notice how I said I covered Deton, not that I reviewed them. After all, I pretty much said that he danced, that deserved a 10 out of 10 as a joke, then moved on. But with a fair number of updates to the characters since then, and with more time to go more in depth with them, let's actually give Deton a fairer look. Firstly, his moveset. It consists of 2 aerial abilities, both based off his extremely minor appearance in a single area of Techno Hill Act 2, a hover dash that sends you forward at high speeds, and the ability to detonate to essentially gain an extra jump. This is slightly modified from the version I played back before that mod ranking video, as the detonator has been made slightly more powerful, going a little higher, but the biggest change is to his double jump. Originally, Deton had a hover ability which was either identical or at least extremely similar to Metal Sonic's, and that worked fine enough, but the hover dash that replaces it is definitely an improvement, at least when you get used to it. When I first started playing with the updated version, I was definitely taken aback by the significantly faster movement speed of the ability, as well as the reduced level of control you get while you're using it now. Once you've picked a direction, you're going to continue going in that direction with zero control until the ability ends. I was testing Deton in Techno Hill, which is hardly the most dangerous level in the game, but I could see how this could have led to some accidental deaths if I was to hop into a later level like Arid Canyon. Of course though, a mod shouldn't be reviewed based off what could have happened if I was to jump into a difficult level with zero idea of how the character worked, as that simply isn't how a character is designed to be used. And once you get used to the hover dash, it actually combos extremely well with the Detonate to provide Deton with a lot of speed and aerial control. The abilities can be cancelled into one another, which gives them a great deal of versatility, and can pretty easily maintain a high level of momentum in pretty much any stage, without feeling too overpowered. If I did have to give a single complaint with the abilities of the character, it would have to be with Detonate's seemingly pretty small area of effect. It's not too major of a problem, but there were a few times I detonated next to an enemy, with them pretty much being in the explosion sprite at the time, only for them to ignore the explosion and hit me anyway. It's the small things. Deton sprites, and the character in general, were handled by Favman33, which is a pretty good indicator that you're going to get some pretty good sprites. I don't mean good sprites in the same kind of way as the Whisper mod I covered recently, which were very professional, very precise. I mean more meme explosions and dedicated dance routines. Considering this is the same creator as the Fav Characters pack, a mod that's mostly advertised with their newest dance sprites, that's to be expected, but I am going to be doing some genuine analysis of the sprites. I would start off saying the Deton sprites are genuinely good. Don't take me knocking on how the character has a lot of meme references as a bad thing. But there are 2 things in particular I think need to be improved upon slightly. Firstly, Deton has icons in the bottom left of the screen indicating whether your abilities can be used at that current moment. That's fine and dandy, although this isn't exactly a character I think is exactly complex to really need them, but you'll probably notice that you can't really see them very well. That's because if, like I have to do when playing with these modded characters in order to get videos out at a sort of decent pace, you play in record attack mode, they get obscured behind the mode specific UI. This is actually a seemingly pretty easy fix in my eyes, because if you were just to place them underneath the time score ring section of the UI, they get moved out of the way of the record attack UI, and are situated in a location you're going to be looking at more often anyway. Secondly, after using your detonate ability, Deton will fall to the ground in a ball shape. I mean, obviously he would, he is a ball, but if you're anything like me, you'd probably see this and assume he's still able to damage enemies. He cannot, as I learned the hard way. You might say that this is the kind of thing you'd realise once and then not do again, which is true, but I still feel adding sparks or causing Deton to release his limbs after detonating would go a long way to making the ability a bit more transparent. There are a few other secrets and extras that you can uncover as Deton, such as compatibility with X Momentum, SRB2 Persona and Ringslinger Neo, as well as a new transformation when using a certain set of rectangular emeralds guarded by a certain cat princess, but for the most part, this is the complete vanilla Deton experience. A surprisingly fulfilling moveset for one, even if it has only 2 very basic abilities. A decent set of sprites that's elevated by the dancing and fairly restrained use of memes, and even some pretty advanced extra stuff, such as dances upon completing a level. A pretty good mod that I think deserves an 8 out of 10. I've started work on the 500 subscriber special in the background, so please think twice about subscribing before I announce that I finished that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and ciao.